All right, welcome back everybody to the Monday night mini league action here. Today we are featuring our friends from New Glarus and MCCTC. Excuse me, I just finished dinner, so trying to get all situated here. So our friends here at New Glarus are coming in at a 3-2. Meanwhile, our friends over at MCCTC, I haven't received word on their match from Saturday yet, so currently they're sitting at 2-2. They could be 3-2. They could also be 2-3. So, taking a quick look into the bands here. New Glarus is coming in here on the blue side, and then MCCTC is coming in on the red. So New Glarus looks like they're targeting heavily some mid lane assassins. So they're going to go ahead and remove the Akali, Kiana, and Cat Arena. So they focused all their first wave of bans on the mid laner there. Meanwhile, MCCTC is taking away Fiora, Olaf, and Morgana. So spreading it around there. I've seen the Morgana played a little bit more in mid within this tournament. She's a pretty good utility mid laner. Not exactly going to be a huge damage dealer, but she does have some great poke with her Q. And so she can really help her team out in those team fights, especially with the spell shield as well. So right away, New Glarus is going to go ahead and lock in the Nami pick there. I assume to be a support. And we're going to see two distance supports here, maybe. Oh, nope. We're going to go ahead and see the Ornn locked in. Ornn up into the top lane. Pretty popular pick right there. You know, especially towards the later game here, once you start to see the ornaments coming into play. You know, really start to see upgraded items, everything from the Molten Edge to the Death Cap to, you know, even just Ornn getting super tanky by himself. So we're going to see a Hecarim jungle come in. I just played some Hecarim in the jungle on Saturday morning. Felt pretty good. His biggest issue is that he's a Triforce jungler, so building Triforce right away, you know, that's 3,700 for your first item, which is pretty massive. So New Glarus is going to go ahead and answer with a Jarvan and a Galio. I really like that that synergy right there between that jungle and the mid laner, because Jarvan just ults in, Galio ults in, and knocks up everybody as well. So I really like that synergy between those two picks there. I guess one positive for the Hecarim, though, is that he could get an upgraded Ornn item as well, which can make him pretty powerful. Once he gets the Triforce, he's able to do a lot of damage. I like his engage. His ultimate doesn't exactly have a terribly long cooldown. I'll be curious to see, too, if he elects to go with the which runes that he goes with. I do see, in solo queue at least, or even in norm picks, see a lot of Predator Hecarim. So he comes in super fast and makes huge play potential. MCCTC is going to go ahead and lock in the LeBlanc mid as well.
Never pick a fight you can't win.
The Varus pick, I like getting rid of that for MCCTC just because the poke range is huge. His ultimate range there is massive as well. And so they're really going to go ahead and focus on the bot lane there and get rid of two ADCs with the Aphelios going away as well. And then on our friend side of New Glarus, see the Set band away. Set support is relatively popular, although he's like Pyke. He's not really a support. He's pretty much just another dueler in the bot lane. And New Glarus is going to go ahead and finish out by removing the Nautilus. So we're not going to see any huge huge hooks coming in. Dropping the old dredge line down there. The Vayne pickup is big. She is just a natural tank shredder, so she could be, you know, 0-5, and when she gets online with 2 to 3 items, she's just, doesn't matter if she's 0-5 or 0-10. She's going to start doing some massive damage. And then our friends over here from New Glarus Gonna go with the Sivir. Okay. Sivir, I can play pretty well into that. And then the Kayn coming in. So I don't know if that's a Kayn top. It's possible to go into the Ornn. Goes for the Black Cleaver first, so you can kind of shred away. Could work. I don't know, you know. And I see that we have the Senna support coming in, so good poke range there from the side of MCCTC. I like the engage with the Ornn Horn and the Hecarim dive in, and then you always have to worry about a LeBlanc just coming in from the blind side and taking you over. So it does look like that's... If that's a Kayn jungle and a Jarvan mid, I'm going to be a bit concerned. It's a bit of a out there team composition there by New Glarus. I would definitely say it's extremely off meta. But you never know. Sometimes it works. Maybe they're channeling their inner G2 spirit here to see if they can put the enemy team off balance here and come out with a win. So I do know that we have a result too from Fairfield Community and WIHSEA West. Unfortunately, WIHSEA West was really struggling with fielding players and having a consistent 5-player team show up. So unfortunately, they had to drop out, which to me is pretty sad. I mean, I've seen them just dominate here in Wisconsin, so I was excited to see how they could go up against some of these other schools from the states that have pretty decent ranks and whatnot to go into this. So kind of sad to see them go down. They were like the #1 highest rated team coming into this little mini league that we had. So unfortunately they are dropping out. So Fairfield moves on to post up a 2-4 record so far. Next week, I will do my best to make sure that I stream the Wisconsin Lutheran and Osage High School game. They are the last 2 undefeated teams in our mini league, so we'll have them facing off next week, and they will most likely be facing off too against the likes of Loy Norix and Hilliard B, and potentially even if New Glarus wins today, they could be facing off against one of them as well. So 2 games left to go. Our top 4 look like Wisconsin Lutheran and Osage High School, Akron STEM, and Lay Norix High School. So we have Wisconsin, Iowa, Ohio, and Michigan all represented in the top 4, which is kind of cool. Hilliard, I'm not entirely sure where they're from. My guess is going to be Ohio, as Ohio makes up 50% of the league that we're having here. So a lot of teams, too, kind of down at the bottom. I'm really proud that they show up week in, week out, and keep going. This is a mini league, so, I mean, there's not a ton on the line, like just bragging rights, really. But I think it's really good, especially for some of these younger teams and inexperienced teams, to get some of this, like, competitive play, to learn a little bit more in depth about the game. I just build extra practice as a team. It doesn't hurt. So even if you go 0-8, right? Like, if you're new to the game, that's still valuable experience that you're getting, as long as you're taking away positive. So if you're coming in at like the 0-4 into this week, or next week you're coming in as the 0-6 or the 1-5 or even the 2-4 squad, your goal should really be to come up and set small goals and objectives for the game. Something simple like we will get 1 turret by 10 minutes. We will not give up first blood, or we won't give up first blood until 5 minutes, or something along those lines. Like, sometimes setting those little goals when you're new to the game are really important, because you can be playing against teams that have been playing this game like I've been playing this for over 5 years now, and so I have a ton of experience playing this against somebody that maybe just picked up the game. It's, you know, there is a very large learning curve, so sometimes you just need to set yourself manageable little goals. Maybe the win isn't the ultimate goal of the competition, but setting some smaller things for you to make sure that you can actually achieve them. That's totally okay. And that's a growth mindset, right? Like in Wisconsin, I've seen some of our schools go 0-8 2 semesters in a row in competition. And then this year they went or last spring I saw them go 4-4, and then I saw them go 6-2 this semester. So setting some of those incremental goals is really extremely important for developmental success. So before we get too into this, let's make sure that I have all my stuff up, make it look somewhat pretty. Nothing over the ordinary or out of the ordinary that I saw that really shocked me as far as runes go. I will be curious about this Kayn up into the top lane going against the Ornn. I know Kayn recently got buffed. How much he got buffed, I don't know how well it's going to go into an Ornn. This is a strat too that I've been seeing more of these teams going, and I know it's very popular in pro play, but going back, dropping that first ward and then going back and grabbing sweeper. So MCCTC doing already an early game vision kind of strat there too. Now a lot of people will say to drop your first ward at a minute 20 if you're the jungler, and this pixie bush or this one where you can see Jarvan does. Because if you drop it at a minute 20, it finally disappears right around the time of Scuttle Crab, the first Scuttle Crab that comes up. So you should then be able to go ahead and see the path that the enemy jungler has taken. Now, most of our junglers, I would imagine that we see take, like, in this case, blue, Gromp, and then go over to red. That's the quickest way in order to hit level 3 for junglers. And then look to go ahead and then make a gank. If this is Hecarim, to go ahead and go top, we have to assume that Jarvan will have, or Kayn will have him pushed in, up in the top. So it does look like both of these junglers are going with that jungle path. Jarvan holding out really long here. I usually use my smite on Gromp. Just because it helps clear and get you a little bit further. Because it's only like, I think like a 15-second cooldown or something like that from your first smite in order to help you. And again, I could be mistaken on that one. Alright, so Kayn able to go ahead and get some of these Conqueror procs up and running here. It's a good trade. Definitely in the favor of Kayn there. And so now he's going to just be able to keep bullying lane. But Ornn does have some pretty good early game sustain. Ooh, Ornn diving in a little bit too ambitious there. The Bellows Breath coming out here. Oh, Kayn looking for first blood. Oh, don't flash for it. He hit 3, so be respectful of that. It's okay. So I like this Galio matchup here in the mid too against LeBlanc, just because he does have so much MR in his kit. It's going to take LeBlanc a little bit of time in order to go ahead and get to some of that damage dealing. And we're going to see the Kayn flashing in, but misses the knock-up and slow. But Kayn definitely has priority over the lane here. We can see that Hecarim is starting to path top, though. And Kayn doesn't have any vision down in that river. Oh, Sivir's getting locked in. But Senna misses the snare. There's a nice bubble coming out. Oh, here comes Jarvan. This is a nice play there into the bot lane. Jarvan gets first blood over. And that's a nice one, too, going over to the ADC. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Kane is going to go down as well. A little bit too aggressive there against the Ornn. Does have a huge CS lead right now, but that's really not going to matter too much because, you know, it's Ornn. Ornn's just going to get tanky. Probably going to go for that Sunfire Cape right away. And then just become super super sustainable in lane, and there's really not much that Kane is going to be able to do, which to me is the thing that I worried the most about the Kane pick into the Ornn, is that Ornn is just going to be able to continuously bully. Like, once he gets that first item, it's going to be really hard for Kane to go ahead and keep up in lane. I have to assume that Kane is going to go for Black Cleaver first, just because of the armor shred and the cooldown reduction. Kane already back up into the top lane, trying to deal some more damage out here. Ornn's going to go ahead and start building a little bit more. Goes for the mana crystal. Not a terrible pick there. Gives you a lot more sustain in lane, so you can keep poking out your Q. Galio's starting to bully this LeBlanc a little bit there in lane. So at the rate that Kane is going here, he should be able to go ahead and get to early red Kane pretty quick here. I don't know if I'm able to go ahead and see that right away. Doesn't look like I can see his bar, so, but I am going to assume that we are going to see red Kane come out pretty quick. That's a nice Nami bubble there. Senna is pretty low. There's the flash to go for it, but oh, nice. The wall, Vayne into the wall there, not enough. Vayne's going to go ahead and use the heal, but I think that's a little bit too late. That's a nice double kill there coming out for Marshall. I think Vayne, a little bit too greedy on that one. Should have just taken the heal and then just ran right back to tower instead of trying to do a 2v1, just because if Nami lands that bubble, that's going to seem like forever. While that Sivir's just able to go ahead and poke you away. Looks like Hecarim is coming back top, and Kane, no vision in the river, so Kane is 6th, though, so that's going to be helpful. Going to try to dash away here. Here comes the Ornn Horn. Oh, nice use of the ultimate there. Oh, Ornn tries to go for it, not able to get it. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Jarvan is able to go ahead and grab the Infernal Drake, which is going to be the first Drake of the game here. So a little bit of AD and AP boost there for New Glarus. Sorry if I said Marshall. I might have said Marshall, and if I did, I apologize. Both New Glarus and Marshall have been featured on stream quite a bit, so I like this aggressive move here by the Jarvan. You know that Hecarim is top on the map. You just saw the gank come up. So you know that that is a free blue buff going over to your direction. This Sivir is getting pretty far ahead here too already. But again, it's Vayne. So Vayne, as long as she just sits under tower here and just focuses on last hitting these minions, she's not out of this being 0-2. Granted, the Sivir being 3-0 is a pretty big deficit, as she's already got a BF sword and that first part there to her Essence Reaver. Kane's just going to just relentlessly keep bullying this Ornn up here in the top lane. Ornn just waits a little bit too long to go ahead and press the E into his Q. Ooh, Galio might have waited a little bit longer there in order to land, or to force LeBlanc there into his Q. Ultimately, that was a pretty good trade there for the LeBlanc. Kane getting these big slows. Nice job there, dashing away to the wall there. A flash in there by the Jarvan. And that's going to be a big rampage started down there by the Sivir for New Glarus. Senna just stayed a little bit too long, overextended in lane. And that's right now that's going to be an 0-5 bot lane for MCCTC. Looks like New Glarus is able to go ahead and get that first turret plate. Oh, the Hecarim ultimate misses. And here comes the Galio in. Gets the knockup. Oh, that was so close. And there's the dash away there from the Hecarim. That was really close. Should be a free Rift Herald here going over to New Glarus. Hecarim half health. There's really no way that he can contest this. Galio's got, I'm going to call it priority in the mid right now. That wave is going to push under his tower here momentarily, but nothing really that Hecarim can do in order to try to get up there. There's a nice Q. Jarvan's here as well. So I think right now Jarvan just helps push this wave, and then you go ahead and you drop Rift Herald, get a couple plates mid, take that pressure, and just keep applying it across the map here. And it does look like that is what they're intending to do. Here comes Shelly down. Vayne's here in the mid lane. Oh, she's going to get taunted, though. And here comes the Jarvan ult, and there's the flash out there for the Vayne as well. The Senna ultimate coming in. Oh, Jarvan's trying to get out. Galio's coming back in. There's the Q. That's a kill going over to mid. Vayne trying to get away here, but that's going to go ahead and be the Jarvan going down. Oh, Vayne just barely gets caught out there in a double kill by the Galio. Galio's trying to go ahead and look for the triple here. Oh, doesn't have flash, though. So it looks like LeBlanc's going to be able to just go ahead and just squeak away. Big double kill going over there from the Galio, and Sivir sitting now at 4-0 down there as well. Red Kane out here in the top lane, so that means Ornn is going to be just happy to sit under turret here. There's the knockup, which is going to go ahead and give a couple extra procs there to Kane on the Conqueror. Kane going in with the ultimate here, looking for the kill. Able to get it, but can he get out? Going to take one more turret shot. Can the Winions take him down? He's got the potion ticking here. Oh, that was close. Kane just gets out barely. That was a nice shutdown there onto the Galio. Go ahead, see what happens here. So it looks like just Galio gets caught out there, gets rooted, and that's going to be a nice one going over to the Hecarim there. Good money going over to the jungler, especially the jungler that's got really expensive items. Well, you got to remember, too, is that the first Rift Herald, too, if you get it early enough, that second one's going to go ahead and spawn. And the pressure that Galio had in mid, I think that's the right call because LeBlanc was backing. And so if I was the jungler, I would have launched it mid, too. Yeah, I agree with that one, Shakespeare Jr. I mean, yeah, the bot lane is super far ahead right now. Just let them stay in lane. Just keep pushing. So meanwhile, you went and you put an extra, what, 320 gold into your jungler and your mid laner. And I think Galio needs that advantage over a LeBlanc. It's a nice snare there by the Senna over the wall. Unfortunately, Kane is just able to go ahead and get away. And nothing's going to go ahead and come away from this roaming support up into the top lane. Galio's able to go ahead and get a good trade there now that he's got the Hex Tech completed. Senna's coming back here to try to help. Not going to be able to find much help. I don't know if I agree with the Senna roaming like this when your Vayne needs the help. Granted, she's going to get the solo lane experience, but ooh, that's a good trade there by the Ornn here. Just needs Bella's Breath to come back up. Oh, misses the Ornn Horn. The Jarvan is here as well to ult onto him, and that's unfortunately going to be a kill going over. Well, shouldn't say unfortunately, but, you know, it was really close. Going over to the side of New Glarus there. Jarvan just being in the right place at the right time. Senna did have to use R in order to heal up, and here comes Hecarim down to the bot lane. Gonna go ahead. Interesting use of the ultimate there. If Senna can land a snare, this should be a kill going over. But unfortunately not able to go ahead and land the snare. Yeah, Vayne and Senna here just need to just stay back and just use their turret. I wouldn't even keep pushing these lanes out like they are. I'm guessing they want to try to back, as Vayne's got a good amount of gold here, but it's not worth it. Same, I worry about going to go pick up those souls, especially with a Nami bubble if she's sitting in one of the bushes and can hit you. Like right now, if she lands that bubble, good job dashing out of the way there by the MCCTC Vayne. This bot lane is just needing to focus on last hitting these minions under there. She's not too far behind in CS, so that's good. Galio gets a little trade there into the LeBlanc. Take a quick peek back up here into the mid lane. It does look like Kayn is going Black Cleaver first. Elected to go ahead and grab the Merc Treads, which I like that too. Hecarim coming in onto the Galio. Here comes the Galio ultimate in. Oh, if you got... Oh. Alright, that's a kill going over to the LeBlanc. She gets one onto the Galio, but that's... It's a tough trade there. Vayne now here into the mid lane, piercing the Kayn into the wall. Gonna get knocked up. The Senna's here as well. Misses the snare, though. Here comes an Ornhorn, but I don't know what target that you're going to try to find there. Just kind of using it as a deterrent. Vayne does now have completed her Bork. LeBlanc is getting close to completing her Luden's Echo here, which is going to be really helpful, especially in lane. That nice big chunk of AP. Meanwhile, Sivir should be able to go ahead and drop this bot turret by herself. Get that first turret gold. Now that's going to put her relatively ahead. So she's over 2,000 gold ahead of her opposing laner. So, but remember, once some of these ornaments start to come online, that's that gold gap can easily close down. But the problem is, Ornn's got to get there. Like, this game's got to get to that late game segment. Ornn's going to go ahead. Ooh, doesn't go down there. LeBlanc's able to go ahead and find the back lane. And then Hecarim finds the Nami. So these are two good kills coming in for MCCTC. Going onto the Galio here. There's the Vayne into the back line. I told you if she gets so far ahead, she's able to go ahead and just shred down the tank of Galio. And that's a quick 3-for-1 trade there in the favor of MCCTC. Well played there by MCCTC. You're staying too long here now, but appreciate the effort. Hecarim. Unfortunate there, bud. Here comes the Jarvan trying to go ahead and get in on the Vayne. This is a tough call because they look squishy, but the amount of damage and disbursement that LeBlanc is able to do can easily get her in and out really fast and deal way too much damage. So, itemization here too for the Ornn. I think it would have been better to complete the Sunfire Cape over the Bramble Vest first. Like, I understand the Bramble Vest makes sense because of the grievous wounds, but Kayn in the early game isn't doing a ton of healing, whereas the Sunfire Cape gives you a lot of health and a lot of armor. So I personally would have prioritized that, and then probably look to go ahead and Honestly, if I'm Ornn, you could probably consider getting rid of, or not going with Merc Treads this game and just go Ninja Tabbies because of how AD heavy New Glarus is. Big fight coming out here into the Dragon Pit. Nami's going to go ahead and get the chains, and she's going to get rooted, and that's going to be another kill going over to MCCTC, and they're pulling this one back. They have closed the gold deficit to just 3,000. Kane's going to go ahead and find the Hecarim out here, though, in the jungle. Not going to do much, but a little trade and prevent him from stealing some of those chickens. So, again, this mid lane definitely turned around here. As you can see, the LeBlanc has carried up to a 4-1 and 2 KDA here. And even a few assists there onto the Vayne is really good. Like, while they may not be kills good, there's still some additional scaling going over to the side of Vayne. Yeah, Ornn elected to go ahead and complete the Thornmail there. Again, does make him really tanky. Will help with the Sivir a bit and the J4, but again, I think the Sunfire Cape is the right or the better first item to build, just because, too, the massive amount of health. Like, this gives you 240 and 80. Like, that's good, but the Sunfire is just, it's too much. All right, looking like we got 5 members mid here, looking for a little skirmish. Hecarim's got to go ahead and use his E to get out. Running through the river. Meanwhile, Senna's down here having to look to answer. Hecarim could be in a tough situation here. So could Senna. Both of them need to start moving pretty soon here. Senna should probably just look to go ahead and back. Yeah, that's a good point too. You can't upgrade Thornmail. And especially if you're Ornn, you should have an upgraded item already. Again, Senna here overstayed. Has to blow the flash to get away. Kane gets a little knock up there onto the Senna. I think a team fight and a chokehold like this favors New Glarus. If you're going to fight up here in the jungle, I think that's definitely going to favor New Glarus between the Nami bubble, maybe hitting 1 or 2. The Galio taunt could easily get a 5-man taunt. Knock up there by the Kane. Jarvan ulting in. Like, definitely not the place that you want to be. Looks like we got both teams looking to reset here. Guess them both have a good chunk of gold there, especially the Sivir sitting. Oh, never mind. Never mind. She just purchased her Infinity Edge, so she's out of gold. But even Vayne sitting on 1,200 there. Hecarim sitting on 1,500. Hecarim can complete his Triforce. So I definitely think that MCCTC should look to go ahead and reset here. Well, the Ruby Crystal does... Oh. Looks like we got a little bit of lag here. We have some ping issues for Kane. So, going to go ahead and take a quick pause here. Meanwhile, hopefully, I just hope that he just, disconnects, reconnects, and we're good to go. I am going to go grab my Nalgene here real quick so I can grab a drink of water. Remember, stay hydrated. Hydrate before you dihydrate. Bomby Cinder is what the fiery thing is called. I am a dedicated tank player. I really only play tanks. That's what I'm good at. I got to gold last season playing just Scion top, and I think I played 50 games on him and had like a 68% win rate or 70% win rate, and was able to climb from bronze 1 all the way up to gold 4 just playing Scion top. So Scion, Cho'Gath, Maokai. I've been playing a lot of Alawi in the top. It's fun. I did see a crit Garen not too long ago. That is very aggravating to play against. I just don't like playing against Garen in general. So Alawi can be fun, especially if you get ahead early. I played one match the other day that I just got trashed up in the top lane, and in the 20-something minutes of the game, I never saw my jungler once. And then, of course, I get flamed for not doing my job as the top laner. Well, I guess while we're waiting for this pause, take a quick peek around the league here. Looks like Perrysburg did win tonight. So we'll go ahead and update our spreadsheet here. Perrysburg beat Marshall High School. So go ahead and update the standings. Perrysburg goes to 2-4. All our friends at Marshall go to 2-4. And it sounds like we are back in the game here. All right, so we're back in. And it looks like the latency issue is no longer a thing there for Kane as he goes and gets a solo queue up there onto the Ornn in the top lane. And that's going to be Kane taking down the top turret there. And it looks like New Glarus is getting ready to go for this next Drake coming in. If they get it, it will put them on soul point. And it does look like we are going to have ourselves a mountain soul, which means big shields, big health bars. And that's, I would say that's probably something that MCCTC does not want to see. So should look to go ahead and challenge this, but I don't think that they're going to get there in time in order to challenge it, because Sivir should just be shredding this down extremely fast. But that doesn't mean that you can't get a quick pick off. Oh, this is a big team fight, and again, this is in a choke point. Ornn gets the shutdown onto Galio. The Galio ult comes in, doesn't find anybody. The Jarvan ult comes in here as well. LeBlanc's trying to get the snares down, is able to go ahead and get the snares down. That's going to be a kill going over to the Vayne. Oh, that's a 3 for 2 in the favor of New Glarus. So again, team fights in narrow corridors, I think, really suit for New Glarus. It does put them on soul point now. So this is going to be important now too. And again, Vayne was able to go ahead and get one of those big kills, so she's getting relatively close there to probably completing a Rage Blade would be my guess, given the recurve bow and the amplifying tome. So she just needs the pickaxe, and she's pretty much there. Ornaments should be starting to come in here soon, which is going to be huge for MCCTC, because that LeBlanc can easily upgrade the Luden's Echo, while usually you prefer to upgrade the Rabadon's Cap into the Death Cap, but I just don't think that that's going to be possible this game. Ornn is about 400 gold, or it's about 600 gold away from completing the Sunfire Cape, which will automatically upgrade to the second that he buys it. So he just really needs to focus, like, MCCTC just needs to really try to stall this game out for like another 5 minutes so that these Ornn items can start to come online. Ornn needs a little bit more CS here. Ooh, need to be careful. Are seeing that New Glarus is starting to get a little bit of deeper vision around the river here, as they do have that whole first line of turrets down. Orn is now 400 gold away from his first upgraded item. Well, it looks like we had Kane disconnected. I don't know if we're going to see another pause coming in here. And Vayne is almost there. Vayne almost has enough gold now in order to go ahead and get that Rage Blade. Oh, and once... Really, this game is going to really hinder here on the next Drake. If they are able to go ahead and get Mountain Soul, that's going to be huge. If MCCTC can somehow go ahead and slow down and get the Mountain Drake so that they don't get Soul, it's going to be really important, because we just need these Ornn items to get completed here, and they're almost done. Or at least the first one is almost done. So we've got another quick pause here. Yeah, Kane is having issues disconnecting, having some ping issues. And it looks like one of our friends over at MCCTC is like, I have a test in 20 minutes that I got to take. So hopefully we can get this sorted out here soon. I think once Kane gets in here. All right, we're going to get right back in here. So all right, I think MCCTC just needs to go ahead and reset here. I know Ornn is so close. He's 100 gold away here. Just, you don't want to push it. You don't want to get a free kill over. All right. Ornn, you're 100 gold away, bud. Give him the cannon. Oh, misses it. Gives it over to Hecarim instead. 44 seconds until Drake. Right now is when MCCTC should back. Take the 8 seconds to back. Takes you about 10 seconds to get back down to Drake. 15 seconds. And you're going to want to go with full health bars, because this is going to be basically the team fight that determines if you win or lose this game. All right, there's the Ornn with the Sunfire Cape, or build it in lane. Build it in lane. Come on. There you go. All right, now we need Vayne to go ahead and back here as well. Oh, those are some big crit chunks there by the Sivir W. Meanwhile, Kane is just split pushing top. Good strategy here. And that's going to be Mountain Soul now going over to New Glarus. So I don't know how much... This is going to be tough, because those are going to be some big shields coming into these team fights now. That is a Rage Blade completed, though, for the Vayne, so that's good. That's going to be huge in these upcoming team fights, especially to shred down the Galio, even the Kane. right, Silver looking to back here. Again, both teams are just going to be relatively patient here. But I don't think that either one can be really too patient. Oh, get this. Oh, misses the snare there. Otherwise, that would have been a great pick there for the side of MCCTC. All right, you can see that New Glarus is resetting, so MCCTC really needs to push here. Just push this mid wave in. Vayne's in the bot side, split pushing, which is good. That's what you want. Sivir is here now, but she needs to be careful too, though, because there are 4 members mid. One knock up her snare, and she's going to go ahead and go down, especially if she doesn't have her her E available. So, all right, MCCTC looking to reset a little bit here. Those are some big stacks too there. We see on the Dark Seal for LeBlanc. Sivir's just taking all the extra farm that she can. What they say in pro play is like if you get a Sivir to 500 CS, it's GG no matter what. She's just so big that there's not much that you can do. And now you throw on like the new Mountain Souls too. Oh, Vayne, nice dodge there. Able to go ahead and get a little poke. Senna not here. They don't want to engage on this one. All right, got the Senna here now. Could be looking for the team fight. Really, Hecarim's got to try to get into the back line here, disrupt the Sivir, disconnect her. And here comes the team fight. That's 3 members knocked up in there. The Galio's going to go ahead and get one. Vayne's trying to shred down the Galio into the back. Ornn doing as much as he can in order to try to stop this. LeBlanc gets a huge shutdown onto the Sivir. And now MCCT can go ahead and follow up. Vayne's trying to go ahead and get one more down here. Not going to find it, though. There's the ornament coming in there now, too. Finally, I see. All right, MCCTC. Time to start pushing waves here. Push this mid up. You're good there. Vayne's going to go ahead and take the bot lane. That's smart. I don't think that you look. I don't think you keep pushing this. Just, yeah. Go ahead and now reset after that team fight. I mean, LeBlanc sitting on 2,400 gold. Can easily go ahead and complete another large chunk of an item, or at least the first part of that Rabadon's cap, which she's really going to want. And make sure that you put it in the right inventory slot too, so Ornn upgrades that one first. All right, we're seeing a lot of members mid here. I think you're going to start to get to the point to where we see most of the members just fighting it out over mid, trying to go ahead and get priority over the Baron. So next team fight could easily push, especially if New Glarus comes out victorious in a team fight. Looks like MCCTC is looking to start to go for the Baron here. At least clearing out vision to get some sort of priority down here. Oh, Senna, you're caught out here. She's going to go ahead and get down early here. The Jarvan ult comes in. There comes the Kayn as well. Ornn's really low already. Hecarim's going to go ahead and have to dash out. So that is a 1-for-0 trade there in the favor of New Glarus. They should go ahead and look to go ahead and go Baron now. They have the advantage. There's really not much that they can do unless Hecarim's going to go ahead and try. Can't even go ahead and go for a flash steal as he doesn't have flash. He's got ghosts. So that should be Baron going over uncontested for our friends over at New Glarus. So with that said, now we should start to see probably one of the final pushes here. Vayne pushing down into the mid lane there. Does see that the turret is open and uncontested. All the members for New Glarus back. And go ahead and get some of those big item upgrades here. Meanwhile, MCCTC is just looking to try to shove as much as possible here and make it a little bit tougher for New Glarus to go ahead and end the game. Two seconds. I gotta let the hound in. That is also going to go ahead and be Elder here onto the table for New Glarus. They are looking to go ahead and end this one out. They are going to get huge. They got the Soul, they got the Baron, and now they go ahead and have the Elder buff as well. If they wanted to, they could probably just run this down mid. It's going to be extremely hard for MCCTC to go ahead and defend. Just huge damage is going to be coming out here from the side of New Glarus. You got those big cannon empowered minions there just knocking down this turret. All right, New Glarus starting to take now these tier 2s out. Like New Glarus is just going for vision control here. I really think that they should have just kept pushing down mid. I mean, they had the advantage. They had 2 cannon-empowered minions. I get that they're being strategic here and they're getting rid of all the turrets that they can, but if you have the ability to crack mid inhib, I think that's best. Galio's really close to just full build here. All the members of New Glarus pretty much back there to go ahead and get what I assume is going to be their final items as they go ahead and look to push this down and hopefully end relatively soon here so our friend can get to their test. MCCTC, I want to say is an Ohio school, so they are an hour ahead. So hopefully we can get this student to their exam on time. I would hate for them to be late to their exam because of a game of League of Legends. So a lot of ultimates coming out here, and that's going to be Ornn going down. And with your Ornn going down, Jarvan should just be able to go ahead and tank these turrets. Same with Kayn. Yeah, look at that. You're taking no damage. Push that turret. Go ahead, take this team fight. You got it. And that should be all she wrote. That last final team fight there. Galio is cracking it down. Those shields are just so big, and especially when you have Baron and Elder, both have both are now on cooldown. So, but again, you have a 5 against 3 right now. Just take this. Take it and end. You got it. Here comes the Ornn Horn. Just focus onto the Nexus. You don't even have to worry about it. That is going to be game going over to New Glarus. Over our friends at MCCTC. Well played by both teams. Appreciate both teams throwing out GGs in the chat. Like to see sportsmanship. That's what we're here to promote. Congrats to both teams. That was a well-fought game. Could have gone either way there. So we'll go ahead and update our standings here. So New Glarus going over MCCTC. So that's going to take New Glarus over to a 4-2, and MCCTC down to 2-3. Again, we don't know what their results against Oberlin were. And then Mid Prairie, Hilliard B against Mid Prairie, 1. All right, so Hilliard B is going to go ahead and go up to 5-1. Wow, Mid Prairie drops to 3-3. And then I just got a report here. It looks like Hilliard A did win on Monday. Or sorry, tonight. So they won tonight. Where's Hilliard A? Over Babberton. So our friends at Hilliard A are moving up to 3-3 as well. Our friends at Babberton are still trying to find that first victory of the little mini league. All right, as more of these results are coming in tonight, I will continuously keep updating the standings. That's going to be it for me tonight. I will see you hopefully on Saturday next week to when I can stream the Wisconsin Lutheran and Osage game. So if you're available, go ahead and tune in. I'd love to have you. If you want your game streamed on Monday, well, let me know, and I will be happy to do so. Otherwise, have a good night, and I will see you next weekend.